During this presentation, I will delve into the historical impact that the Greensboro Four had on the civil rights movement of 1964. Specifically, I will be highlighting the sit-in movements and their achievements, while also exploring how these events transformed America and challenged negative attitudes towards African Americans across the nation, as well as the Civil Rights Act itself. First, let's get started by getting into the Greensboro Four and their impact. The Greensboro Four, David Richmond, Franklin McCain, Aziel Blair Jr., and Joe McNeil, were instrumental in starting the sit-in movement, which was a significant civil rights movement in America. Despite being just four in number, they were able to create a revolution that had an impact on the entire nation. The sit-in movement involved sitting in seats and places that were designated as white only, as per an article on Britannica.com. Though initially only 4 people participated in the lunch counter sit-in, the attention garnered by the protest led to a movement that included 70,000 black and white participants across the South in 1960 and 1961. These brave individuals played a crucial role in ending segregation in the southern region of the United States. We must now look and think about the accomplishments of the Greensboro sit-in, which leads us into the third slide. We know what the sit-in movements were, but what did they accomplish? The sit-in movement encouraged the start of a SNCC, the Student Nonviolent Coordination Committee. According to an article by Stanford University, the SNCC demonstrated the potential strength of grassroots militancy and enabled a new generation of young people to gain confidence in their own leadership. This, in hand, expanded the sit-in movement, enabling more young African Americans to involve themselves in these nonviolent protests. The Greensboro sit-in also had a large impact in the Civil Rights Movement and Act of 1964. On July 2, 1964, President Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act into law. As stated by nationalarchives.gov, this act made it illegal to discriminate in public places, mandated integration of schools and other public facilities, and prohibited employment discrimination. The law aimed to promote racial equality by requiring blacks and whites to coexist in the same communities. The Civil Rights Act also ceased the discrimination of people based on beliefs, sex, and ethnic origin. With this law, the United States was now closer to what it was intended to be by the Founding Fathers, and was the closest it has ever been to the land of the free. This leads us to the conclusion of the presentation. The Civil Rights Act continues to hold great significance in the history of the United States. It paved the way for African Americans to attain equality, freedom from slavery, and the opportunity to thrive as a community. However, it is important to acknowledge the immense contribution of civil rights activists like Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, Malcolm X, the Greensboro Four, and countless others who bravely stood up for their fellow African American citizens. To cap off this presentation, I must give credit to sources, including National Archives, Britannica.com, and Stanford Education. Thank you for watching.